I'm here with Zoe Anetakis, who gave a great talk. Sorry. I'm here with Zoe Anetakis from TUGG, who gave a great talk called Say Yes, which is a great follow-up to Alicia's Why Not. We had Kathy Clarkson tweet something like, we're getting great advice here tonight. Say yes, why not? So the topic is say yes. Why yes? There are so many possible responses. Why say yes? How do we come up with this topic for your talk tonight?
Well, I wanted to talk about something universal. I'm not a hacker per se, but I did seem to hack life by literally saying yes to opportunity when it came about. So I just thought, what brought me here today? What brought me to literally be standing here? And I thought about a book, Tina Fey's Bossy Pants, which a female entrepreneur had recommended to me, and that forever inspires me. And I read it 3 years ago, and it truly changed the course of my life because it changed the way that I interact with others and the way I sort of work. And so I thought if I can share that, then I had a good start. And then I thought also, I surround myself every day with people that say yes, and when they do that, they make incredible impact. They make an incredible impact in the world because they're saying yes to problems that other people can't get solved. And they're not doing it because they have some grand master plan. They're doing it with just small and simple solutions oftentimes. And so again, I thought it's my life hack, so it's something I want to share.
So you're part of an organization called TUGG. Can you tell us a little bit what TUGG stands for and what they do?
Absolutely. So TUGG stands for Technology Underwriting Greater Good, and it does literally just that. We connect the tech community in Boston, so tech startups and tech entrepreneurs, with social entrepreneurs that are running the riskiest social projects serving under-resourced youth globally, focused on entrepreneurial, educational, or other life experiences. So what that really means is that I'm just connecting people. I'm saying to the tech community, I believe that you can be involved in your community, and I'm going to help you do that by introducing you and engaging you with these incredible social CEOs that, by the way, have the exact same qualities as you do as a tech CEO, and they're trying to solve problems in a really unique way. So really it's all about connecting the community to make Boston a better place to work and live.
So the concept of a risky nonprofit is
I'm
sure you get this question a lot. Can you tell me what a risky nonprofit is?
Yeah, absolutely. Nonprofit that no one's going to fund. That essentially is it. So, but put it another way, we look for nonprofits that have small operating budgets, that are running operating less than 5 years, and that are often attacking problems that might be unpopular.
For instance,
for instance, John Feynman recently won Social CEO of the Year on Ernst & Young. John Feynman started a nonprofit called Inner City Weightlifting. Inner City Weightlifting focuses on an area of the juvenile court system and sort of government intervention sort of cycles. It focused on the youth that have the highest risk for violence and incarceration. So these are kids that have been expelled from schools at the age of 12, have been engaged in drugs and gangs and really serious violence. Where frankly the world thinks that the only two options, and they think the only two options for them are to go to jail or die. Basically it. John said, I don't believe that. I believe that we can actually get these kids into the gym, and I'm going to teach them how to power weightlift, Olympic type weightlifting. And from that, they're going to get self-confidence, and they're going to get a sense of community. And if I can do that, then I can give them a sense of hope in the world. Well, funding a nonprofit that's focused on getting kids out of gangs and out of dealing drugs every day, where the best case scenario, not the best case scenario, but your goal is to provide hope. That doesn't, I mean, when I'm telling it to you now, you're like, of course I should fund that. That's amazing. That's actually a really hard nonprofit to fund.
And so we believe in
John Feynman, we believe in the solution that he was providing to what we think is a big problem. And we not only funded it, but then encouraged the tech community behind the saving lifting.
Through that
support, they actually opened their second gym in the full support of the tech community who are now clients. I'm a client, and all my colleagues are clients.
So that is a risky
nonprofit.
A startup,
attacking an area of the community that people think is too risky to support.
So the audience for the inner city weightlifting also sounds a lot like the audience for resilient coders to some respect.
To some respect, yeah. The kids in
inner city weightlifting coverage is very specific sort of support program called M13. So
they are the highest risk. But yes, absolutely. We're looking for any nonprofit that's serving under-resourced youth. But it's not so much the community that we're focused on, although that is true, that we do focus on under-resourced youth. It's how this social CEO is thinking about attacking a problem or solving a problem or approaching something in a unique way. So John Feynman gets kids into the gym, and he literally trains them in powerlifting. That's not something you hear every day. You don't hear every day about guys getting out of gangs and going to weightlift. It's just not what you hear. David Del Mar, sort of hacks innovation or hacks problems by saying that in web technology, there's actually a creative outlet that we can find for kids. And so he's saying, I'm gonna give under-resourced kids, I'm gonna give our urban youth a productive path in life through web technology, which people just don't think about. People think of, kids that have the opportunity to go to MIT or Caltech or, UChicago or wherever. Those are the kids that are interested in coding, and that's sort of this very narrow world. But David Del Mar said, actually, coding is just a creative outlet. And that creative outlet should be applied and can be applied to all sorts of communities. And so his hack is that he's bringing coding to a new community to give them sort of a new way of thinking about a productive path.
I just spoke with Makai Martin, who is one of the, I don't know his exact role in the organization, but he seems, so I've been a couple times, I gave a Git workshop with them, and he seemed like kind of an advisor, TA, sort of mentor figure. And he was talking about how there's this very limited prescribed path that's sort of the standard narrative, and he was saying that it's either prison or college, and college is the only path, but when you look into the resources you need to even get into college and then not be in unbearable amounts of debt after is a really hard place to be in. And so he was saying that this is sort of this resilient coder model, it's helping him and other people learn how to basically to get an education that isn't in school and to learn how to make, as opposed to be like this factory worker mentality.
There's been a lot of emphasis on going to college, and I will never take away from organizations that have that as their goal. That's absolutely wonderful. But a lot of the organizations at TUGG also have this underlying goal of just a productive path in life. And it doesn't mean that the kids have to go to college or have that be the only thing that seems to be this, the only thing I'm either, literally going to deal drugs or I'm going to go to college, or just this big, I think it can seem very like this big goal, sort of almost insurmountable or hard to find your path to that. So we have places like Future Chefs, for example, is in the TUGG portfolio. Future Chefs has a program called Culinary Pathways, and it's providing culinary skills and education to kids to think about that career path. Again, focused on a similar community in that it's under-resourced youth, but again, just not the traditional path. Not every kid needs to have it be something where they're going to college in the traditional way.
Sure.
Similarly, we have a nonprofit that TUGG founded many years, or not founded, supported and gave initial financing to many years ago, called More Than Words. More Than Words has a model where they take kids facing, whether it's homelessness or in significantly low-income scenarios, and generally from the system, sort of system kids, meaning from foster care and whatever. And they're giving them the opportunity to have a job in a bookstore, which is More Than Words bookstores in Waltham in Boston. And by holding a job and by learning to work in teams, they also have, not only they have the job of working in the bookstore, but More Than Words gives them the you job. And the you job is, what are you going to do and how are you going to work for yourself to figure out what your next steps are? And they give a lot of support towards that next step so that kids can find, again, a productive path. And a productive path that isn't drugs in prison. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a traditional college path either. So it's really interesting to see people really thinking about finding ways to impact under-resourced youth so that they don't have just one of two directions to go in.
So we're talking a lot about these sort of alternative paths that you're funding. I'm interested a little bit in exploring your path and how you got to where you are. I overheard a comment you made. You were
we're talking about Alicia, who's incredible.
Yeah, I think you said it was something like, what have I been doing for the last 20 years?
Yeah.
So
Alicia's like literally hacking solutions to the way we live in Boston. She's 17.
So what have you been doing for the last 20 years?
How did I get here? So I started my career in investment management because I thought that was a good job. I thought that was, a good way to make money and have a good job.
A lot of people would agree with you. My own alma mater would.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's all just have good jobs. And what I found was that I literally was just bored to tears. It just wasn't for me, and I was trying to force sort of a square peg into a round hole, and trying to make a career out of something that I think I just wasn't particularly passionate about. And I think I left a lot of my myself too, just not engaged. Mm. And so I thought, okay, well, where can I go from here? I don't like investment management, but I do like this idea of storytelling. And a lot of investments really are about telling a story. And so I started to market for investors. And I did that, and I still sort of felt like, okay, well, I'm still in an environment that, this is a more creative way to spend my time because it's storytelling and that kind of stuff. But it still, I'm just not feeling like, I just feel like there's more out there. And so when I joined Atlas Venture and worked for Jeff Fagman, who founded TUGG, I finally found someone who not only, believed in me, but really sort of applauded my interest in thinking outside the box and doing different things and applying other skills that I have. And at the same time, I read Tina Fey's Bossy Pants and just really became inspired by female entrepreneurs around me, and started thinking about, like, what else I could do. And frankly, what would happen if I just said, like, yes, I can do something different than living in investment management. And so the opportunity came about to be involved with TUGG. I have no nonprofit experience, but I have a lot of passion for the concept of social entrepreneurship and the idea that I can do something to help increase awareness of social entrepreneurship and also increase awareness of how all companies can be involved in their community. And I think that's enough. And so here I am, at the National Day of Civic Hacking, something that I would never in 1,000 years, literally, or actually in 1,000 years or in the last 15 years, have thought that I would have been here. But it feels like when you literally say yes, and you say that you can do things, and you say that you are not only willing to, but you insist on a path that allows you to truly be engaged, that you find yourself in really great places and with the ability to do really great things. So yeah, what have I been doing the last 20 years? Well, thankfully, I've been doing something that has led me here, and I'm really excited about what happens if I continue to say yes.
I have so many more questions that are branching off of this, and I'm trying to focus in on the ones to really, because we don't have an infinite amount of time. If you, and maybe you've had the situation where talking to somebody who was in your position where they're working in iBanking or something similar and they're bored to tears, what do you want to say to them?
Yeah, just take the first step. And the first step for me was talking to someone and having them ask me, what inspires you? And I started talking about particularly female entrepreneurs that I found were able to discover their own voice and use that voice to really build a business and make change in their life and in their companies. And it was just that one thing. It was that first step of talking to someone about the fact that I felt like I can't do this anymore. This is not a good path for me. There's so much more I could be doing. Literally having that cup of coffee or whatever it is, the proverbial cup of coffee, and then promising yourself you're going to actually make an action, like have an action after that. And then, for me, it was saying, okay, just because I don't have a resume in these other skills doesn't mean I don't have them. It doesn't mean I can't start practicing them. And doesn't mean I can't start doing something. So I think that truly, truly what I would tell anyone that is in a position where they feel like there's more that they can get out of their career is truly just to do something, one thing, and then take action. So talk to someone. You just literally get it out of your own head and into the world that you want something different. And then just do one thing. And that one thing will lead to lots of opportunities, I promise you, to say yes. And amazing things will happen.
All right, we should probably wrap up. But my last question is, what is the last thing of significance that you said yes to?
What is the last thing of significance that I said yes to?
Because I was going to say, what was the last thing, but then you would have said coming in, like having this
right.
But then that would have been cheating.
What is the last thing of significance that I said yes to? I mean, truly, I just started to TUGG. So, but no, the last thing that I said yes to was to say that TUGG doesn't have to look or feel a certain way. That I can actually change the course of TUGG. That I can think outside of what we have been doing and maybe put us in an angle that's uniquely me. So I think instead of saying, well, I'm just going to kind of work with what we have, saying yes to the opportunity to take TUGG in maybe not a 300, 180 degree difference, but maybe 1 degree different, and maybe that will lead to an incredibly, powerful and strong TUGG in the future.
It sounds like you've found your voice, and now you're lending that voice to TUGG. Is that like?
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I hope that I hope we all can find our voice that lends itself to something, so that we can take the energy that we have and literally pass that energy on. And the most powerful thing to me is, is the sort of from here and now what? Like, just to think about all that we can do and all the opportunity that's in front of us is just super exciting.
All right, so thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thanks for the great talk. People seem to like it. And
I hope so.
yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So great to be here.